brothers. Shalom, sisters. Most High in Christ bless you all. Happy Sabbath. For those that may be fairly new, may not know, I am Captain Zakar. All right. Today, make sure you got your pens, your notebooks, and things, and take notes, so we can be edified on this topic, and that we can give as freely as we have received from the Most High God. All right. To wake our people up, because that's our whole goal. Let me start out with that. Give me that in Isaiah chapter 49. I didn't have this written down, but the Spirit moved me. Let's start with this. Isaiah 49, verse 5 and 6.
Isaiah chapter 49 and verse 5. And now saith the Lord that formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him. Though Israel be not gathered, yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of the Lord, and my God shall be my strength.
So we can never forget that as man of the Lord, that our job is to gather the tribes that are scattered and bring them unto the Lord. And in the process of that, no matter what the world thinks of you, that you are glorious in the eyes of God.
That's right.
We are glorious in his eyes, no matter what title other people in this world may have as dignitaries or presidents or prime ministers or nobles. We are the prophets of the Most High God, and it's glorious in doing what we do. All right, read verse 6.
And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant, to raise up the tribes of Jacob.
You know why it's a light thing? It's because that's our purpose. It's our purpose to do what we are doing. In God's eyes, we are doing nothing more than what he created us for. Although we are still glorious in his eyes, it's still a light thing. You're fulfilling God's will of why he created you. So it's a light thing to him. Keep reading.
And to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles,
Read.
that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth.
Who are the Gentiles? It was us at one point. It was us that walked in darkness. It was us that celebrated the unholy days of Babylon the Great, of Africa, of Europe, where we partook in the things of the heathen. We was those Gentiles. So now that we have been called out of darkness into God's glorious and marvelous light, now it's our job to turn around and be that same salvation to them, our brothers and sisters that walk in darkness. Never forget that. Never forget our purpose, all right? So we're going to go into today, the class title is going to be called The Abominations of Satan, all right? The Abominations of Satan. Make sure you got your pens and pads out so we can be edified and go back and review these notes and the class as well. All right. Let's start out in Revelation 17, verse 5. Now, I know we may have some new people watching that's visiting for the first time and whatnot, or that are fairly new. So we're going to go into some things that may be hard to be understood, but I'm going to make them as plain as possible for you to cause you to understand the reading, all right?
That's right.
So let's read Revelation 17, verse 5.
Revelations chapter 17 and verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great.
Now, we got to pause there first, because the scriptures say you got to go line upon line when you are reading precept upon precept, and you got to meditate on things. Why would God refer to this place as Mystery, Babylon the Great? Why is she a mystery if she is plain in sight for us to see? Because obviously it's a thing. You know, when it comes to English or whatever language you speak, you got prepositions, person, place, noun. So obviously you can see what he's talking about, but it said this is a mystery. Babylon the Great. Why is it a mystery? Give me that in Isaiah chapter 29. Isaiah 29, and let's read verse 10.
Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 10. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
People are in a deep sleep. That's why it's a mystery. They are in a deep sleep. And all of us have had that sleep that felt so good that you woke up and you forgot what day it was. You didn't know if it was morning, if you didn't know how long you've been slept, but your body felt revitalized. You had energy. This is people that are in a deep sleep and can't wake up.
Damn.
They don't know what the hell's going on when it's right in front of them. People in a deep sleep, read on.
And has closed your eyes.
And closed eyes to what? It's closed their eyes to the evil that is apparently right in front of them. They see it, but they don't see it. Why did God close their eyes, though? It's the question you got to ask. Why did he close their eyes and put them in deep sleep? Ezekiel 12:1 shows you why people are in a deep sleep and their eyes are closed when they are up, walking around, seeing what you see. Why can they not perceive what you perceive? Read that Ezekiel 12:1.
Ezekiel chapter 12 and verse 1. The word of the Lord also came unto me, saying, Son of man, thou dwellest in the midst of a rebellious house.
That's us, the Israelites, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Rebellious house, from Europe to Africa to America to Solomon Islands to China to remote islands of Hawaii. We rebellious as a people, as a nation. Read.
Which have eyes to see.
We got eyes to see.
And see not.
And see not. Why?
They have ears to hear and hear not.
Uh-huh.
For they are a rebellious house.
That's why we are in a deep sleep. That's why we have eyes and we can't see the mystery Babylon the Great.
Dang.
We are rebellious and in the midst of sin to God's laws. Therefore, go back to Isaiah chapter 29 now. 29 and 10 again.
Isaiah chapter 29 verse 10. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and has closed your eyes.
Because you are rebellious in the midst of sin, God blinds your eyes to what is evident to the righteous. Read.
The prophets and your rulers,
even your pastors, read.
The seers has he covered.
They are blind just as well. They can't see the evil that Babylon the Great does. Why? Because they are partakers in it as well. It's hard to see a thing when you are in the midst of it. Sometimes you have to take a step back and look from the outside in to realize, man, this stuff ain't right. This stuff is wicked. But when you are in the midst of it, a partaker of it, you see nothing wrong with it. You in deep sleep at that time. Keep reading, though. Verse 11.
Verse 11, and the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he says, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned.
You know what that end up happening when people that are handed the book of the Lord and don't understand it because they're in the deep sleep? They end up thinking they're praising God while they're serving man.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Because they don't know what's right from wrong. The book was handed to them to read, and they couldn't understand the book once they got it. So therefore, they are thinking they're praising God, but they're actually following man. Isaiah 60 and 2. Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 2. No, read verse 13 first in that Isaiah 29. Isaiah 29:13. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 13.
Here's the proof of what I just said. Read.
Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me.
I love Jesus. He's my Lord and Savior. Go ahead.
But have removed their heart far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by the precept of men.
That's what I was saying, that they think they're serving God, but they're actually following man because nobody understands the book to give the sense of it. They don't know what's going on. Therefore, they are in the midst of sin and have closed eyes and closed ears. Isaiah 60 and 2 now.
Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 2.
Watch this. Go ahead.
For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth.
The what?
The darkness shall cover the earth.
The darkness shall cover the earth. Darkness is sin. It's going to cover the entire earth. And when are people in deep sleep? Do people sleep hard during the day? Nah. People sleep hard when it's darkest. At the darkest hours, the darkest time of the day in its totality, people sleep the hardest. So as of right now, throughout the whole entire world, people are in the greatest sin that they have ever been in, because God prophesied what? Read it again.
The darkness shall cover the earth.
The darkness shall cover the earth. Let's get that. Let's get some precepts to show that darkness is sin. Give me that in Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 17, verse 26.
Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 17 and verse 6.
Make sure you write this down. 26.
26, I'm sorry. Turn again to the Most High, and turn away from iniquity.
Now turn away from sin. Read.
For he will lead thee out of darkness into the light of health.
So when you are in the midst of darkness, you are in the midst of sin. Darkness is sin. Read it again.
Turn again to the Most High, and turn away from iniquity. For he will lead thee out of darkness into the light of health. And hate thou abomination vehemently.
And so that lets you know that darkness is sin, because you are walking, you are in that, and you need to be brought out of it. Give me that in Job chapter 34, verse 22. It's another precept to show that darkness is sin.
Job chapter 34 and verse 22. There is no darkness, nor shadow of death, where the workers of iniquity may hide themselves.
Read it again from the top.
There is no darkness, nor shadow of death, where the workers of iniquity may hide themselves.
There you go. So you see where God refers to as iniquity as darkness. And he reminds us, you can't hide. Whether in the flesh or in the spirit, you shall meet your maker. So darkness is sin. Now let's go back to Isaiah chapter 60, verse 2. Now we got that understanding.
Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people.
So sin is going to cover the entire earth. It'll be walking in darkness. But the people of God will be covered in gross darkness. Now watch this. Pull up the definition of, you got something, officer? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. If I could just add to, also add Sirach chapter 23. Read Sirach chapter 23 and verse 17 and 18.
This is explaining darkness.
Yes, sir. You can add this one as well, brothers.
Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 23 and verse 17. All bread is sweet to a whoremonger. He will not leave off till he die.
So the topic is a whoremonger. Go ahead.
A man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me? I am compassed about with darkness.
I am compassed about with what?
With darkness.
Come on.
The walls cover me, and nobody seeth me.
Go ahead.
What need I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sins.
Remember my what?
My sins.
So there you go. The same how Cap is bringing out that the earth is covered in darkness. When you talk about reflecting on sin, the man thinks the same way. He doesn't say, let me cover myself with light.
Right.
He says darkness.
There you go. Good precept right there. So go back to Isaiah chapter 60, and I want you to read verse 2 again.
Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth.
The darkness, sin, shall cover the earth. Why? Because Babylon the Great pushed her sin throughout all the earth. It's here in America. It's in Africa. It's in Europe. It's in Iraq. It's in Saudi Arabia. We're going to prove it. It's in China. Her sin is everywhere over the earth. Read on.
And gross darkness the people.
And in the process of her sin being pushed across the earth, we got caught up in gross sin. Now, you may not know what gross means. You might be thinking that it's something nasty, things of that nature. But let's pull up the definition to show what gross actually means. You got to look up definitions of words, brothers. It gives you more understanding and sense of what God is saying. Let's read that from the definition.
Gross. Number 1A. Glaringly noticeable, usually because inexcusable badness or objectionableness.
So you see, it says glaring noticeable. Glaring noticeable. God said, my people, their sin is glaringly noticeable.
Damn.
And guess what? It's inexcusable badness. Okay? Read B now. X it out for me and read B.
B. Visible without the aid of a microscope.
It's plain as day. When you look at the Israelites, their sin that they in, it's plain as day. Other people hide it. Not my people. Nah, they want you to know they are full-fledged engulfed in sin. Go scroll down some. Read C.
C. Immediately obvious.
You ain't got it. As soon you see the sin before the person speaks. That's what God said. You see it before they even open their mouth. Read number 2.
Number 2A. Coarse in nature or behavior. Unrefined.
Unrefined. It's just all over the place. It's unrefined. You know what that means? Is that it could take on different forms. It start out one way, and it'll get eviler and eviler and eviler, if that's a word. But it's unrefined. There's no end to it. It can take on different shapes of form, the sin, the evil my people do. B.
Gravely deficient in civility.
Ooh.
Or decency. Crudely vulgar.
Man, tell us that God ain't talking about the Israelite when he said the people are covered in gross darkness. That's us. No civility, no decency, crudely vulgar. Morality gone. Crudely vulgar means that they don't even have respect for grandmas, grandpas, little kids. It don't matter who it is. You ain't gonna stop them from sinning. If they want to expose their breast, their rod, show their ass, whatever, it don't matter. What? They'll go into a place of worship like our congregations and be dressed like hookers from the street. Cruelly vulgar, God say. And think that they good girls. God know my heart.
And get upset when you correct them.
And get upset.
And let them know that they're dressed out of order. Amazing.
Good point. Let's read C on that too. Scroll down a little bit. Yep.
C. Informal. Inspiring disgust or distaste.
That's us. It's so much disgust that we are not, what's the word? We are not wanted as a people. We are only tolerated because our sin inspires disgust or distaste. You know what that means? People can't even believe the things we do. Knowing our history as a people, they are disgusted with us for doing the same evil that they do. They're like, it's amazing. No other people would do this with a history that you have. Why are you doing the same things that we do? No other nation does this. And they look at us with disgust and distaste as a people when we involve ourselves in their abominations. Go ahead, officer.
Hey, not only that, the Lord is disgusted with some of the sins that we do. Here's how we know this. Watch this. Go to Psalms chapter 44 and read verse 14. All we just need is this one verse, right? Because we are in total and gross darkness. So now let's see how God feels about us being in total and gross darkness. Come on.
Psalms chapter 44 and verse 14. Thou makest us
Stop.
a by.
Thou means God has made us a byword, meaning he's so disgusted by the sins that we do and the magnitude that we do it in. God says, I'm just going to snatch my name away from you. Damn. Read.
Thou makest us a byword among the heathen.
Among the other nations, read.
A shaking of the head among the people.
And even the heathen says, damn, I'm a sinner, but you took it to a whole different level. Yeah. Meaning they are ashamed and they are disgusted in some of the things that we do.
Yep. Let's go back to Isaiah 60 and let's read verse 2 again. So now we understand what gross is. It's just utter, detestable, disdain, sin. It is just, it's immediate, it's visual, it ain't hidden at all. What did God say about his people? Read it again.
Isaiah chapter 60, verse 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people.
Gross darkness the people. That's us. It's when the world is in the midst of sin, we have taken on that same sin and took it to a vulgar, disgusting level where you're a byword and a shaking of the head amongst people. Give me that in Jeremiah chapter 5. Jeremiah chapter 5, and let's read 26 down to 28. Watch this, y'all.
Jeremiah chapter 5 and verse 26. For among my people are found wicked men.
God's only worried about us. We have to get that in our heads that God is not worried about all nations. He don't care how they conduct themselves. They can be in that midst of that darkness. Even in gross darkness if they won't. He don't care. God is worried about his people. But amongst us is found wicked men. Read.
They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap.
They set a trap. You know what that trap is? We advertise the evil of Babylon the Great as if it originated with us. We are advertising the evil of Babylon the Great that we read about in Revelation 17 and 5 as if that is our origins as a people. Wholeheartedly, we give our mind, body, and soul to their abominations as if we are the ones that started it. Like we got a stake in their sin, and if we don't celebrate it to the fullest and are vulgar with the sin, they won't like us no more.
Hell no.
God said, y'all, the trap is crazy. Go ahead.
They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap. They catch men.
Mm-hmm.
As a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit.
Full of deceit, full of lies. Go ahead.
Therefore, they are become great and waxen rich.
You wax rich. You headlong into it. You make it bigger and better than the heathen would have ever did. Read.
They are waxen fat. They shine. Yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked.
We do worse than the other nations. That's why God said in Isaiah 60, my people are in gross darkness, gross sin. Yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. Damn. To the point where they look at you and they disgust it. They didn't intend for the sin to be that sinful, but you made it that sinful. We don't benefit from it either. Keep reading.
They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper. And the right of the needy do they not judge.
Go back to Revelation 17 and 5 now. So now we got a little bit understanding on that Babylon the Great, how it is a mystery. People don't see the sin that's blatant right in front of their face because we are rebellious. Revelation 17 verse 5.
Revelation chapter 17 verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
And the abominations of the earth. Meaning what? You can find America's sin in every country. You can find the abominations of Satan in remote regions that you wouldn't think, how did that get here? Because this Babylon the Great has spread her legs to all the world. Exactly right. Read that again, Revelation 17:5 again.
And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Her abominations are found all over the earth, the abominations of Satan. Now pull up that Bible Hub link that we had. Now, okay, here we go. So let me see. Read number 3. Let's get straight to that. Pulpit commentary. What do they think about Revelation 17 and 5?
Number 3, an adverb used in the same sense as in the last cause, steward. Whichever view be taken, there can be no doubt that the purpose is to draw attention to the fact which is contained in the following words. a fact which might otherwise be exceedingly difficult to receive. For the rest of the verse asserts that the harlot is Babylon.
Right, we read that.
That is, that the worldly portion of the church.
The worldly portion of the church, who is it?
Though nominally Christian.
Hold on, what does the pulpit commentary say? The worldly church is who?
Though nominally Christian.
The Christians are a worldly church. Christianity is a worldly religion. It's not of God. It follows everything after the harlot Babylon. It ain't of God. Now watch this. Watch how more detailed it gets. Keep reading.
Is in reality identical with the world.
Hold on, wait a minute. Christianity is what?
Identical with the world.
Man, that's why you can go there and celebrate Christmas,
The hell is this?
New Year's, Halloween, birthdays. You can do the... Turn it off.
Oh, so Cap, that's why you can swag surf in the church.
That's why you can swag surf in the church. That's why women can wear pants in the church. That's why you can eat pork chops in church and all kind of defiled foods. That's why you have pastors in Africa that will be teaching their congregation how to have sex and call a woman to get in front of the congregation, bend over, get on 4 knees, and then they get behind them and pump. Come on, y'all saw that stuff. I ain't the only one that's seen that. We see the crazy stuff that go on from them pastors in Africa as well as here in America.
They be throwing money on the women like it's a strip club. Like it's a strip club.
Go back to that. So pulpit understand, man. When he read Revelation 17:5, he's like, man, that sounds like Christianity. The mother of all harlots, the abominations of the earth. Go back to it. Watch this. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. Let's pick out where we indeed.
Yep.
Keep reading. Though nominally
Christian.
Highlight that part so everybody know where we at. Though nominally Christian. Pick up from there.
Though nominally Christian is in reality identical with the world, which is openly antagonistic to God.
Antagonistic to God. Wait a minute. Christianity is adverse to God? I thought they was believers of Jesus. I thought they was followers of Christ. I thought that they were the anointed ones. No, Christianity is the enemy of God. Why? Because it's identical to the world. There's no separation. Keep reading.
Indeed, the latter portion of the verse goes even further than this. This faithless.
Hold on, this what?
This faithless. Though outwardly Christian.
Man, pulpit know who says Revelation 17:5, man, this is Christianity. This is America. Christianity is faithless, but outwardly they appear to be righteous. Keep reading.
This faithless, though outwardly Christian portion of Christ's church is the mother. That is the cause of the existence of unfaithfulness to God.
So you mean to tell me that the reason people have turned away from God is because of Christianity? You mean to tell me the reason we've got so much baby mamas all around the earth is because of Christianity? You mean to tell me the reason why that people are committing adultery and eating undefiled foods and defiling God's Sabbath days and don't know any of his feast days to keep holy is because of Christianity? Wow. They teach people to be unfaithful to God and faithful to man. Now watch this. So true. Highlight that part so everybody know where we at. You don't even know where we at.
So true is it?
Hold on, wait a minute. He got to find it. The guy on the damn thing don't know where we at. Pay attention. Go ahead.
So true is it that the professing Christian who is worldly minded does more to cause in others disobedience and unfaithfulness to God.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me Christianity is worse than Satanists? Christianity is worse than drug dealers. Damn. Christianity is worse than crack. Christianity does more harm to people than the guy that says, I worship the devil. Because you know why? The devil worshiper, he'll keep to himself.
Boy, ain't no way.
Christianity openly spreads their lies all over the earth. Keep reading.
professing Christian who is worldly minded does more to cause in others disobedience and unfaithfulness to God
Read on.
than he who openly declares himself in opposition to God.
Read.
And even persecutes the faithful.
And they do what?
Persecutes the faithful.
They say you wrong for not following after my evil, and then they persecute you. Our brothers, our sisters all over the earth that have taught this gospel, they've came in contact with persecution from worldly Christians. They do more harm to us than the drug dealers and hookers and whores that are the unrighteous that God is calling. They do more harm to us, but they profess themselves to be Christian.
Damn.
And Cap, here's the reason why they are more self-destructive than an atheist or somebody that's out there in the world, because they have willingly chose that lie. Because remember, when you think about the history of Christianity was founded upon different idols, under Constantine, things of that nature. So now when you go into Christianity or you start professing yourself being a Christian, you willingly take the lie, you willingly accept it for you to go to sleep.
Now give me that next image that they have of the Geneva Study Bible about Revelation 17 and 5. Let's read that.
BibleHub.com. Geneva Study Bible, number 7. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Deceiving with the title of religion.
Hold on. How does Babylon the Great spread its abominations of the earth?
Deceiving with the title of religion.
They use religion to pour out their abominations of Satan all over the earth. Read it from the top again.
Deceiving with the title of religion and public inscription of mystery, which the beast in times past did not bear.
That means that's why it's called Babylon the Great. This place is worse than any other place that has come before. When this place comes upon, this is what he's writing about in Revelation 17. When this place comes upon the earth in the future, this is going to be worse than any other place on the planet that has ever existed. Babylon the Great. All right, give me that in 2 Corinthians 11, because it said it deceives through religion. 2 Corinthians 11, and let's read verse 13 through 15.
2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 13. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Christ.
Who put them up to it? Keep reading.
And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
Satan transformed into an angel of light and deceived the world through religion. He set up Christianity through his children and pushed those abominations all throughout the earth that are found in the Christian church. That's why the world is in total array. What religion is the largest religion on the earth? It's Christianity. Right behind it is Islam. So why is the whole world in darkness, in sin? It's because of Christianity. It's because of that we are in gross darkness as a people. Satan transformed himself into an angel of light. Read on.
And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness.
They appear to be righteous, but they are pushing the abominations of Babylon on the people. They use religion to do it. Dang. They use religion to push the abominations of Satan, but present themselves as Christian, as holy, as of God. Give me that in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means.
By any means, don't be deceived. By any means, you know what that means? You are going to have to be vigilant. You're going to have to be aware. You can't be in a deep sleep in order to fight off this evil. If you are asleep or your eyes are closed or your ears are closed, you'll take that sin in and think it's of God. But God told us, by any means, don't be deceived. Keep reading.
Let no man deceive you by any means.
Uh-huh.
For that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
Now, who is it that deceived us? Who opposes themselves or opposes God and sets himself up above all that is called God, all that is righteous? We know who that is. You got Caesar Bowl pictures. We know who that is. That right there. That's found in America. That's found in Africa. That's found in Europe. That is the man. The entire Caucasian Edomite race are those that did what? Oppose and exalted himself above all that is called God. Keep your pictures up and keep reading.
The son of perdition, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
Who is that? That's the white man. That's the Edomite of the earth that has taken the abominations of his father Satan and pushed them throughout the earth with religion, through Christianity. Give me that now in the thing, that image. Let me see. Let me make sure I got it here. Let me make sure I got it right here. Okay, now pull up that video of Colorful Christmas, because one of those abominations that this man who set himself up as God to show himself that he is God, the abomination that he used to destroy many people, especially in Africa, one of them was Christmas. Watch this. And I was shocked to know that my brothers from the mainland partake in this evil of Satan. Play the video.
Still talking Christmas, the festivities, which is celebrated globally by Christian communities, has become a fanfare on the African continent. Africa's culture and tradition have embraced the Western ideologies that include lighting trees, singing Christmas carol and visitation to Santa Claus, among others. News centers.
Pause it real quick. Did you hear what she said, brothers and sisters? Brothers in Africa have embraced Western culture and are celebrating Christmas with a Santa. Wow. How is that so? Because the abominations of Satan have been spread throughout all the earth, and we are partakers in it. Keep playing the video.
La Ololade tells us more.
Look at this.
Christmas on the African continent is festive, colorful, and loud.
Yuletide. Remember Yuletide.
A popular holiday in
Pause it real quick. Remember that. I want you to remember Yuletide, because we're going to talk about that here a little later. Look at this. Unbelievable. Hit play.
Africa, where not only the Christians but Muslim countries celebrate the birth of Christ.
Pause it. Even Muslims celebrate Christmas. What? The Bible's a true book. The abominations of Babylon the Great have spread all over America. Even Muslims celebrate Christmas.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
White Jesus. Play.
While spending Christmas in Europe is relatively conservative, Christmas in most African countries is synonymous with traveling to the village for the big cultural feast or staying in the cities to attend some of the major concerts.
Gross darkness.
As airports get filled up with Africans from the diaspora who usually opt for a local Christmas, bus stations are also crowded with people who are in a haste to catch the festivities in villages and towns where the extended
unbelievable
families will come together and
pause it. He's for brothers and sisters that don't know, he says the same thing that we say here in America. Bruh. Colonized by the European, by the British, the French, the Dutch, we say the same exact things. Christmas is a time for people to get together. They have spread that lie and that ideology from here all the way to the other side of the earth, and we all repeat the same thing. That's how we know that the abominations came from one person that opposes all that God has set up and worship to show himself that he's God. We all got the same thoughts that he has, and we all say the same thing. It's a time for family to get together. You can get together at any time of the year. Keep playing real quick.
Celebrate. The Nigerian spirit is
Nigeria.
a very indomitable spirit. We don't say die. We don't give up. Okay, yeah, things have not been so rosy.
Cut it. What the hell does that got to do with Christmas? We don't die, we don't give up, so we celebrate Christmas. Bruh. The hell? My people is foolish, sottish children.
The hell is this?
The hell does that got to do with anything? Now play that next video. Watch this. It's the video called Christmas in Africa. It's real short. Listen. Ghana celebrates it. Zimbabwe celebrates it. South Africa. What in the hell? Zulu. Look at this. Lesotho. You ain't exempt either. The hell you got a Christmas tree up for? Kenya. Ethiopia. What the hell? Egypt. Not pause it. This is the worst. This is the worst. Look at this brainwashing. This black ass hand with a white mask up. Why is the blackest continent on the earth celebrating a white man when the history they took us into slavery on ships? It's the only reason I'm over here speaking English to you right now. And then my brothers turn around and celebrate the same damn slave master that has oppressed the entire continent. He oppresses everybody. Rapes, robs, and pillages everything. And this Negro got a damn white plastic Dollar Tree mask up in his face. Oh, gosh. What the hell's going on here? Yoruba, the Israelites. That's Jeroboam. Yoruba is Jeroboam. Jeroboam in Hebrew. We celebrating Christmas. Let it play. Finish out. Oh, gosh. Cut it. I don't give a damn how to say it. You know how you say Merry Christmas? Sin. That's how you say it. Sin. Pull up that next article I got of traditions. Now look at this. Off top. Who is the first image you put? And this article is called Christmas. I think it's going to say there it go at the top. Read it.
6 unique Christmas traditions from Africa.
And the first pictures they got is white people.
The hell is this?
You following after the ways of your oppressor of Babylon the Great. You're following the abominations of Satan.
Damn.
Let's scroll down a little bit. Let's read some of this. Watch how glaringly obvious that we are slaves following slave masters. Read that.
Christmas traditions across Africa. Although for many of the African countries, Christmas comes during the summer months, accompanied by lots of sunshine and colorful flowers in full bloom.
Because it don't snow nowhere around there except in the mountain regions. You barely see snow. Go ahead.
The spirit of Christmas on this continent remains the same.
Evil.
All African countries share the global tradition of families getting together.
It said all of them. All 54 countries on the continent celebrate Christmas. Wow. Go ahead, keep reading.
Here, many families are separated for much of the year.
That's BS. Sound like the same thing going on in America, don't it? Go ahead.
With parents and grandparents living in remote villages, whilst the younger generation are often far from home in towns and cities. And this special time of the year brings them all together.
Wicked, wicked, wicked. Keep reading.
While many Christmas traditions of Southern Africa were instilled by the British.
Hold on, they was instilled by who?
By the British.
Your slave masters. The ones that enslaved you and put you on ships and put your ancestors on ships, and we are suffering at their hand. They rape and rob and pillage our small villages that got our grandmothers in. They take the resources from them places. It's instilled by the Edomites, calling themselves British. Read.
During the colonial era.
Slavery. Read.
And are very similar to the traditions we have back home. Christmas celebrations in the Northern Africa region are very unique from country to country.
All right, you can stop right there. I just wanted you to see that these Christmas traditions you keep come from your oppressors. That's exactly where they come from. Give me Jeremiah 10. Jeremiah chapter 10, and I want you to read 1 on down.
Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh against you, O house of Israel.
That's us. God speaking against us. And why is he speaking against us? Keep reading.
Thus said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Learn not the way of the British. Learn not the way of the Dutch, or the Portuguese, or the Chinese, or the Arab, or the East Indian. Learn not the way of the heathen.
That's right.
Read.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe.
That's a Christmas tree. That's exactly what it is. It's a Christmas tree, just like as many other idols, but it's describing what Nimrod used to do in ancient times. Take a tree and do what with it?
They deck it with silver and with gold.
Decorate it. Learn not the way of the heathen. Go ahead.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not.
There ain't no spirit in them. Ain't no if you do good or you do bad. It don't damn matter. It ain't no. It's a tree. It gives oxygen. That's all it does. Go ahead.
They must needs be born, because they cannot go.
Then you got to carry these trees. Go ahead.
Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
Yeah, so you're not gonna be cursed if you don't celebrate Christmas. There ain't no naughty or nice. Santa Claus is not real. Get that stuff in your children's mind, because they are the ones that are learning it, and we are the ones that are feeding it to them. Don't learn the way of the heathen. Hosea chapter 9 verse 1. Hosea 9 verse 1. Look what else God tell us.
Hosea chapter 9 and verse 1. Rejoice not, O Israel.
Rejoice not, O Israel. Read.
For joy as other people.
What is God saying? Why are we rejoicing in the oppressor's unholy days? Why are we rejoicing for joy for the same people that at this very moment oppress us? Got us living in shacks, living paycheck to paycheck. Why in the hell are you rejoicing like them?
Damn.
You must be out of your mind, people of Israel. Read it from the top again.
Rejoice not, O Israel, for joy as other people, for thou hast gone a whoring from thy God. Thou hast loved a reward upon every cornfloor.
You love it when you accept it of the white man and the East Indian and the Chinese when you do what they do. God says, rejoice not like the heathen or other people. Jeremiah chapter 2. Jeremiah chapter 2. I want you to read verse 10 on down.
Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 10. For pass over the isles of Kittim, and see, and send unto Kedar, and consider diligently, and see if there be such a thing. Has a nation changed their gods?
Has a nation changed their... Has the Chinese stopped worshiping Buddha? Has the Muslim stopped worshiping a rock? Allah? Have they stopped doing that? Read.
Which are yet no gods?
Even though they fake, they still believe in them wholeheartedly. Read.
But my people...
But God's people...
have changed their glory for that which does not profit.
Which does not profit. What's God telling you? Celebrating the abominations of Satan is just destroying you more and more and more as a people.
Damn.
It ain't adding to us spiritually. It's not adding to us physically. All it does is take money, that the crumbs we get, and give it right back to the oppressor. And then they just turn around and make more toys or whatever, and you do the same thing over and over again while they go up and you stay on the bottom. It does not profit us at all celebrating the abominations of Satan. But now, I want to say, what is our glory? What's the glory that we gave up? Give me that in Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 4. Because God had to ask, my people have changed their glory for that which doth not profit. What was our glory in the eyes of God, in the eyes of the world? Deuteronomy 4.
Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5.
Yep.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that you should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
The laws of God is our glory in the sight of the other nations. When we abstain ourselves from the abominations of Satan, them other nations look at us with respect.
That's right.
Man, look at how those honorable people, after all they've been through, they still follow after the laws of their God. They don't do the things we do, even though we try to destroy them as much as possible. That's our glory, when we keep the laws of God, not when you follow after the ways of the Edomites, the Gentiles. Keep reading.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, who has God so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for?
Verse 8.
And what nation is there so great, that has statutes and judgments so righteous?
So glorious. What nation is as glorious as the children of Israel that got laws from the God of heaven? It ain't made up like we got. It ain't an idol God. This stuff was written with the hand of God. What nation is as glorious as the nation of Israel upon the earth? Read.
And what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law?
That's our glory. Go ahead.
Which I set before you this day.
That was our glory. God had to ask Jeremiah, what nation have changed their gods for that which does not profit them? We gave up what put us on top to follow what would put us on the bottom that did not profit us. God had to ask, what nation would do that? Only the rebellious children of Israel would. Jump down to verse 9. Oh, you at verse 9. Go ahead. Verse 9.
Verse 9. Only take heed to thyself, and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life.
Keep your soul diligently. God is saying that you got to keep yourself away from Satan's abominations. You have to be aware. You have to be vigilant. You have to have your spiritual eyes and ears open to know when the abominations of Satan are coming your way, whether it be pressure from family or friends because you don't do what they do and they want to persecute you for it now. God says, keep thy soul, your spirit, diligent in doing his commandments. Don't break, don't give in. Go ahead.
But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons.
He said, teach them to your kids. It ain't just for you to know. You got to teach the kids so the next generation, when we depart from this earth, they don't now subside to the ways of the heathen and follow after his abominations. That's to keep themselves destroyed and on the bottom. We're supposed to get better with each generation, but we have gotten worse and worse and worse as a people, following after the ways of the heathen. It has not profited us because we gave up our glory to following the mud that's been given to us. Now watch this. It said, teach them to your sons and sons, right? Pull up that image from the book of Josephus. If you don't have this, you might want to get it. It's from the book of Josephus. If you don't have it, you can just reach out and I'll send this excerpt to you and you can use this on the streets and destroy the abominations of Satan. Pull it up for him. Let's read what it says in the book of Josephus. Go ahead. Yeah, the whole highlighted part.
Nay, indeed, the law does not permit us to make festivals at the births of our children.
That's called baby showers and things of that nature. Go ahead.
And thereby afford occasion of drinking to excess.
Getting drunk like you do on Christmas parties. Go ahead.
But it ordains that the very beginning of our education should be immediately directed to sobriety. It also commands us to bring those children up in learning.
In what type of learning, though? Are we supposed to teach them the ways of the heathen? No. God already said in Jeremiah 10, learn not the way of the heathen. Go ahead.
Bring those children up in learning and to exercise them in the laws.
In the what?
In the laws.
In the laws of God, not in the ways of America, not in the ways of Babylon the Great. No matter where you at, don't bring them up in their ways, because Babylon the Great has spread her abominations of the all over the earth. They there where you at too, not just here. Keep reading.
And make them acquainted with the acts of their predecessors in order to their imitation of them.
That means that they should act like David. You should be teaching them how to be wise like Solomon. You should be teaching them how to love their people like Nehemiah. You should be teaching them to stand up for their people in righteousness like Christ. You should be teaching them how to war like Judas Maccabeus.
That's right.
During the feast, like it's the Feast of Dedication. You should be teaching them those things. Not how to damn worship Easter and Santa Claus and what New Year's. We don't teach them that. Teach them how to be like their ancestors. Keep reading.
And that they may be nourished up in the laws from their infancy.
From when?
From their infancy.
We just read that in Deuteronomy chapter 4. God said, teach your sons these laws from their infancy. From a youth. Raise them up in the ways of God, not the ways of the heathen. Now give me that Micah 2 and 10. Why would he tell us that, though? We got to understand, God just don't say things just to fill spaces in the book. God has called the end from the beginning. And he knows things that we should partake in and what we should not partake in. Micah 2 and 10.
Micah chapter 2 verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
This is not our rest. No matter where you at. If you're not in Jerusalem right now and you are at rest where there's no fear anymore, you ain't at home. You're not home yet. Nigeria ain't our home. Ghana ain't our home. Kenya ain't our home. South Africa ain't our home. Mozambique ain't our home. America ain't our home. London ain't our home. We are pilgrims in a land that is not ours, waiting for Christ to take us home. Don't get comfortable. Keep reading.
For this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you.
That's why you got to teach your kids the laws of God. That's why you got to teach them to be like their predecessors.
That's right.
Because the ways of Esau of the heathen, it destroys us. But how bad does it destroy us? Read.
Even with a sword destruction.
It completely it's not just a little bit. It's so destructive that it will enslave a whole nation.
Damn.
To follow after his ways. You'll be on the bottom no matter where you at in society. You might have money. You might have a house. You might have a car. You might have clothes. But the reputation that you have as a people will always be derogatory. Niggas celebrating what we do. Oh, yeah, he got money. He's a smart Negro. Because we don't keep the glorious laws of God and teach them to our children. It has destroyed us as a people. Give me that now in Habakkuk chapter 2. Y'all can chime in, man. Habakkuk chapter 2. Just be mindful. Habakkuk chapter 2 and what I want, verse 4.
Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4. Behold, His soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
Who's he talking about? He's talking about Esau. He's talking about the sons and daughters of Satan. It's not upright in him. Read.
But the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine.
By lies.
He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home.
He doesn't stay where?
At home.
He don't keep his abominations to himself. His abominations are all over the earth. He don't just stay at home. Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, Easter, sin, women wearing pants, eating undefiled food. It ain't just here in Babylon the Great. It's other places outside of his home. Read.
Who enlarges his desire as hell. And is as deaf.
As what?
As deaf. And cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
So everything Esau brings to us as a people, anything that has come from him brings death. But it is perceived as righteous, but it's really bringing death. Damn, that's a hell of a mystery of how righteousness, supposed righteousness, can destroy you as a people. That's a hell of a trick bag. That's why God calls it the mystery of Babylon. People celebrate it, thinking it's righteous and bringing them life, but it's ultimately destroying their soul within them, because who it came from, he is as death. Nothing he gives you will ever be good to give you life. It will always destroy you with a sword destruction. John chapter 10, verse 10. John chapter 10, verse 10.
John chapter 10, verse 10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy.
And to destroy. Who stole Africa? White man. Who stole America? White man. Who destroyed Jerusalem? White man. Who's killing us with vaccines? White man. Read it again from the top.
The thief cometh not, but for to steal.
To steal.
And to kill.
And to kill.
And to destroy.
And to destroy, because his soul is not upright in him. Everything he touches will be death to you. Us as a nation. That's why God said, don't learn their ways. I'm telling you, it is inherently destructive to you as a people, because we are the children of light. They are the children of darkness. They thrive in darkness. We prosper in the light. We can't go into the darkness and expect to prosper. It was given to the children of Satan.
That's right.
It wasn't given to us to prosper in. So anytime we take part in his ways, it will ultimately bring death and destruction. Nothing more and nothing less. Now watch how he destroyed us through religion, because he also destroyed us with Christianity. Pull up that link. Watch this, y'all, how he destroyed us with religion. Pull it up. Read that for us. This is on Wikipedia. Go ahead. Holiday, right? Because everybody going around, even in Africa, in America, Europe, everybody saying happy holidays. How did they destroy the people of God with that? Read.
A holiday is a day or other period of time set aside for festivals or recreation. Public holidays are set by public authorities and vary by state or religion.
So it's different all over other places. Regions different in different places. Like different here in America, it's different in Africa, it's different in Europe. But scroll down some. I want you to read terminology. What does holiday mean to these Edomites?
Terminology. The word holiday comes from the Old English word halig dag. Halig, which is holy, and dag, day. The word originally referred only to special religious days.
So what is this white man telling us? that what has destroyed us as a people and does not profit us, and God said don't learn their ways, he calls it a holy day to himself. He said this is a holy day. But his holy days, his holidays have done what to us as a people? It has destroyed us with a sword destruction. What does it look like we turn around and tell the same man that destroyed us, happy holy day? We look like fools to the rest of the world. Go to that next link that I got of Merriam definition of holiday. What does holiday mean?
Holy day.
So when you say a happy holidays, or you're celebrating his holidays, you are partaker in this man of death's holy days to him. It's not holy to God. It's holy to the man that brought you death and destruction, that destroyed you as a people. Pull up that next. Go ahead, officer.
And you know why it's a holy day for them? Because one thing that they do, they bring death and destruction. Now, when you think about that, who are they offering up your destruction to? Their god, Satan.
Yep.
So it's a holy day for them because they are destroying you and they are offering it to their god, Satan.
Good point. They are honoring their father, Satan, spreading his abominations all over the earth. Give me that last link from Google. Watch what they say. I went to multiple sources so you could tell. When people say holiday to you, they're telling you holy day. Have a happy holy day of this white man that he set up. You don't honor it. You don't worship this white man and his holy days. Read that.
Yes, the word holiday literally means holy day.
No longer are we saying happy holidays to anybody. We don't follow after the ways of the heathen. It ain't holy to us. It's a time of mourning and death and destruction to us. Get that in Revelation real quick. How can we partake in this man's holidays when he was doing this to us? Revelation chapter 11. And I think I want verse 10.
Revelation chapter 11, verse 10. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them.
They rejoiced over us when we fell from our glory, when we fell from our greatness. Read.
And make merry.
They did what?
Make merry.
They make merry. That making merry is when they say happy holidays to you because you're no longer on top. We are. And you follow after us now. Have a happy holy day worshiping us and our ways. Keep reading.
And make merry and shall send gifts one to another.
Who was the gifts? It was us. We was the slaves that was transported from Ghana to London, from Great Britain to America, from America to Spain. We was the gifts. Read.
Because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth.
That's why they happy. That's why they happy now. Because they are on top of us. Because we ruled them in righteousness. And now they can rule us in wickedness. They happy. They make merry. Give me that in Exodus chapter 20. What does God say about this? Exodus chapter 20. And let's read verse 1.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 1. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God.
Not this white man, not this Caucasian, not the British, none of them. Not the East Indian, not the Chinese. Read.
Thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
So if you worship in the abominations of Satan and his children, Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, birthdays, whatever it may be, you have another God in front of your God. You worship someone other than your God. Give me that in Isaiah 42.
Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 8. I am the Lord, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another.
Hold on, read that again.
I am the Lord, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another.
God never gave his glory to Satan. He never gave it to Satan for him to set up days that we should worship him. He never gave it to Satan. And we shouldn't be worshiping his unholy days. Read it again.
I am the Lord, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images.
Neither his praise to graven images. We shouldn't be praising Satan, Santa. Pull up the image. We shouldn't be praising Satan, Santa. Why'd I say it like that? Read that.
Santa, Satan.
Santa equals Satan. All you got to do is switch around the words. We have no idea that we've been worshiping Satan, following after this heathen customs that God told us not to learn. But what did he do? He transformed his ministers into an angel of light and make you think Christmas was Christ's birthday. That was all the doings of Satan, not of God. God didn't give his praise to Santa because it's ultimately you worshiping Satan. You have another God that you worshiping. Damn. Give me that book, The Antichrist. Pull it up. So this is a book, The Antichrist 666, Book 1 by William Sutton. Let's go inside the book and see what it says about Christmas. Read it.
Have you ever wondered what the Christmas tree has to do with the birth of Christ? Or the ornaments you place on the tree? Or the meaning of the word Yuletide?
Remember, I told you to remember the word Yuletide because the video we showed earlier showed that in Africa, in places they call it Yuletide and celebrate Christmas, right? Read.
Or where the tradition of mistletoe came from and how it became a symbol of Christmas. Reader, they have nothing whatsoever to do with the birth of Jesus.
Read that for the people that's not paying attention in the back.
Reader, they have nothing whatsoever to do with the birth of Jesus.
Nowhere in the Bible will you read that Jesus was born December 25th for you to come together with family and give his praise to Satan. Read.
But are some of the traditions observed to honor the birth of pagan godchild Tammuz?
Satan godchild Tammuz. Read.
There is not one single scriptural evidence that supports the birth of Christ as being December 25.
Not one. There is no scripture that you could twist. There's no scripture that a Christian can twist to say Jesus' birthday is December 25th. Not one single scripture they can twist. As many as they do, they can't twist this one. Go ahead.
But history says December 25th was kept thousands of years before the birth of Jesus.
That's why you read in Jeremiah 10, it says don't celebrate or learn the ways of the heathen. And then it described the Christmas tree during the times of Jeremiah. Jesus didn't come until hundreds of years after that. Why is he talking about decorating a tree in Jeremiah? Because they was doing this stuff way before Christ came on the earth. Way before him. It goes back to pagan customs of Nimrod and Tammuz, of Satan. Read.
In honor of the pagan Messiah.
All right, let's go to the next page. Read that.
The sun god, the mother goddess, and their son, according to Babylonian mythology.
Told you this came from Nebuchadnezzar, not Nebuchadnezzar, but Nimrod, who was the first ruler of Babylon the Great that you read about in Genesis. Go ahead.
According to Babylonian mythology, were mystically changed into trees.
Come on, man. Come on. All you got to do is research. Go ahead.
This is the origin of burning the Yule log.
There you go. That's why I told you don't forget Yuletide. What it had on that video. They are actually worshiping, who's that? Babylonian mythology. Trees. Go ahead.
Nimrod, deified as the sun god, was symbolized by a big fir tree stripped of all its branches and cut almost to the ground.
Go to the next page, page 24.
Comparing Bible doctrine with pagan mythology,
Satan mythology.
Scholars, both Christian and non-Christian, will agree that some of the most cherished traditions and ordinances kept by both Catholic and Protestant churches.
Protestant churches, that's the mother and the father, the whores of Christianity, right there.
Both Catholic and Protestant churches have their origin from sun worship.
They worship the sun just like the Egyptians. Read.
And not from the Old and New Testaments.
That's why you don't see nothing mentioned about no daggone Christmas and Easter. None of that. It didn't come from the Bible. It's man-made traditions. Read.
Sunday sacredness, Christmas, the Christmas tree, Easter,
next page.
the Easter egg and bunny, hot cross buns, and Good Friday are not holy days.
They not what?
Are not holy days.
So when that white man says happy holidays to you, he's in opposition of God. Damn. They are not holy days. This man is as death. Keep reading.
Are not holy days and ordinances to be kept sacred from the Bible.
Read on.
But were sacred to the ancient Babylonian gods.
Hold on. We are worshiping who?
The ancient Babylonian gods.
God said, have no other God before me. No other God before me, because all it's going to do is bring you death and destruction when you worship and honor another God. White man has mystified his evil. You don't know you worshiping other gods. That's why, back to Revelation 17:5. Then we coming back to this. Revelation 17:5. Once again, what did God call this place?
Revelation chapter 17, verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great.
You don't even know what you worshiping. It's so disguised. The evil is hidden so well. It's so fun and loving and adorable that you don't even know you worshiping Babylonian gods. Nimrod. Go back to the book. Let's read that next highlighted part.
These festivals to the heathen trinity were observed centuries before the birth of Jesus in places such as Babylon, Persia, Egypt, Greece,
white man,
Rome,
white man,
Scandinavia,
white man,
and other remote areas of the world.
That's because the white man in Greece and Rome and Scandinavia, they just took what the Babylonians and the Persians and the Egyptians, dark-skinned black people, were doing in ancient times. And now you're just celebrating the evil in modern times. Give me that video, Jingle Bells. Watch this. Pull up that video, Jingle Bells, for the people. Go ahead.
Dashing through the snow on a one-horse open sleigh. Did you know the real Jingle Bells was not about bells? It was about slaves escaping. Did you know that? So the original Jingle Bells was named One-Horse Open Sleigh. It was written by this over here, James Pierpoint.
That's your
According
ancestors.
to an academic paper, the Christmas carol Jingle Bells has racist origins. The song was first performed in blackface in a minstrel show in Boston in 1857.
Look what they did to us over here, brothers.
Minstrel show is a popular form of entertainment in the 19th and 20th century, which shows artists performing in blackface, like this over here.
White people mocked us.
Like black people, and pretended they were stupid and lazy and did stupid things, and it was funny for them, you understand? Jingle Bells in particular was a funny one, but you had to do with the slaves escaping. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Now you know.
That's your ancestors, brothers, sisters. That's our ancestors. They made fun of them, mocked them, made merry, put chains on their neck with bells and made a song about us.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
No way we should do 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Watch what God says. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 20.
1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 20. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils.
They sacrifice to who?
To devils.
The abomination of Satan are always tied to the devil. Christmas is tied to the devil. No way we should be celebrating things of the devil. Read.
And not to God. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils.
You shouldn't have fellowship with the abominations of Satan. Not in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Not if your parents begged you, if your friends miss you. We should have no fellowship with devils and their ways of celebrating their or worshiping their gods. Keep reading.
You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils.
You can't be lukewarm. You can't be lukewarm, God's saying. Read.
Right. You cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils. Do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Are we stronger than he?
We can't be a lukewarm where we celebrate the ways of the devil, the abominations of Satan, but then come and keep the Sabbath day holy. You can't be an Israelite on the Sabbath days and then a devil worshiper during the week. You can't be righteous in God's eyes when his holy days come up, but then you become wicked and celebrate the days of Satan. Damn. You can't partake in both, because what happens when you read verse 21 again, or 22?
Verse 22. Do we provoke the Lord to jealousy?
You're going to end up provoking God to jealousy because you are giving his praise to another people. His praise to idols. And we all know what happens when we provoke God to jealousy. Read that last part.
Verse 22. Do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Are we stronger than he?
Are we strong enough to keep ourselves from being oppressed? Nope. No. Are we strong enough to get ourselves out of captivity and be rulers again? Nope. We need God to set us up in our rightful places. You can't do that being partakers of the table of the devils and the table of God. Give me that in Jeremiah 51. Jeremiah 51 and verse 6.
Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon.
Flee out of the midst of Babylon, the great idolatrous ways. Flee from it. Read.
And deliver every man his soul.
Because that's where it starts. It starts from here. It starts in your mind. You have to deliver your mind from the ways of the heathen and unlearn those things where you're no longer partakers in them. It starts here. Because you can't go to another country because the abominations of Satan have been spread all over the earth by his children. You have to flee in your mind from these things. Deliver your soul from it. Separate from it. Read.
Be not cut off in her iniquity.
Because it's coming. This place and all the world that has Babylon's ways will be cut off. Read.
For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense.
It's coming. Vengeance is coming. We see it. Read.
Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken.
That's why you can't run and up and move and go to another place. All the earth is drunken with the abominations of Satan. You have to deliver your soul right where you are by following the commandments of God and keeping the faith in his son. Read on.
The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad.
They are mad, gone crazy. Read.
Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed.
That's coming. It's coming sooner than we believe. Read.
Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed.
She won't be healed because this man's soul is not upright. This is the ways of the heathen. This is the idol worship. This is what he is made of, and we can't change it. All we can do is separate from his ways. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1. We're going to end it on this scripture right here. Hebrews 12 and 1.
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which does so easily beset us.
So lay aside Satan's abominations. Yes, it's easy to partake in them because we don't see you outside of the congregation. It's easy to partake in them. It's going to take you following and obeying God's laws diligently to deliver your soul. Lay aside that wickedness, no matter who is trying to entice you to come into it. Keep reading.
And let us run with patience the race that is set before us.
That's what we have to do. Run this race patiently, fighting off evil and the abominations of Satan on a daily basis.
This is war.
All right. So I'll wrap it up with that. Today's class been the abominations of Satan. I pray you was edified, brothers and sisters. All right. With that, I say shalom.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
What is the nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity.